We have a few questions for you, so we're just going to jump right into it.
Sure.
All right, first we want to know why you're running for Richland County Common Pleas Judge and how you feel your career has prepared you for this role.
Well, it's a way for me to pay the community back. Both my parents grew up in orphanages. My dad was a refugee from Greece. My mom also grew up in an orphanage in Greece. Came here with absolutely nothing. My dad was a dishwasher and a janitor. My mom was a seamstress. But this country, this community here gave them all kinds of opportunities. They were able to raise 3 boys, send us all to college, all on to law school. So the community has really treated us well. We, for me personally, it's a way for me to pay back. I had a private practice for so many years, for over 16 years, did well, was successful in that, and for the last 4.5 years I've been magistrate.
Throughout your legal career, what do you think is your greatest accomplishment?
Well, I can't say one thing in particular. I think it's just the daily grind where you've got to help so many people out, whether it be for the years that I did criminal defense work, civil work, I worked in juvenile, helped out people adopting children, just so many facets, just making sure that they had fair representation, that justice was served, and that they knew that somebody cared for them and helped them out. For me, at least, the ultimate result would be that I had a client would turn around and tell me thank you. Just knowing that my client appreciated what I did for them, thought I represented them fairly, did the best to my ability, and that they got a just result, and at least they got a chance to voice their concerns, their opinions, and were able to present that to someone and have somebody listen.
What is the most frequently occurring case in the Richland County Common Pleas Court, and what do you believe you can do to reduce those number of cases?
Well, I think it's twofold. Number one, 2/3 of the cases that come through Richland Common Pleas Court are civil cases in nature, such as breaking of contracts, personal injury cases, those type of cases. It's never talked about because those aren't what make the headlines. And it's what is the brunt of the work in that court. I've had vast experience in that area. For 16.5 years or so in private practice, I did a lot of civil work. The last 4.5 years as magistrate of the Mansfield Municipal Court, I've handled the entire civil docket. So I've got that background, whereas my opponent has only done criminal work. It's important that you have somebody on the bench that knows the civil area because, again, it is 2/3 of the work. The other problem is the opiate epidemic that's going on in this community. For 17 years, Richland County Common Pleas Court has had a drug court program, but they've run it the same way for the last 17 years, and it's not working. I think if you ask anybody in this community, is the drug problem getting worse or is it getting better? I don't think you're going to have a hand go up when you ask if it's getting better. Medically assisted treatment programs are not being used at all right now in the Richland County Common Pleas Court. We've started using them in the Mansfield Municipal Court. We're making some good headway. It's starting to show its effects. It's starting to show some promise. I mean, currently we have 51,000 people incarcerated in the state of Ohio. It cost us $1.6 billion last year to incarcerate those people. Locking people up is not taking care of this problem. We have to treat these people. My hope and what I would do to clear that problem up is, number one, I would use the available agencies in this community, such as the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board, along with Catalyst Services. Catalyst Services is providing, but is not being used currently by the Richland County Common Pleas Court, a clinician. The clinician will assess all the people that are sentenced. That assessment will tell you what type of treatment is best for those people. Again, addiction is like any other disease. You don't treat each disease the same. You have to look at it, you have to look at all the variables, all the possible solutions, and find what best fits it for that person. The problem we have right now is everything is geared to straight abstinence or faith-based. Now, you can't force someone to go into a faith-based program, so the only other alternative is telling them to quit. That's not a realistic answer for a lot of people. The medically assisted treatment program will help. The clinician will make that determination as to what will best treat that person. The whole idea here is to make sure that we don't have them repeating the same crimes. When you want to protect society, and that's ultimately always our number one goal, is to protect the community. Protect the community is not locking a problem away for 6 months to a year. You lock them up, they come out, you still have the same issues. That's what's so great about having these clinicians in, that you can actually determine what will best suit that individual. By doing that, I think you're going to get the best results, and hopefully you can stop the cycle, get that person living a sober life. And I think that the lack of use of all possible treatments is a problem. You just can't, and as Attorney General DeWine says, you can't arrest the problem away. It's just not going to work. So really, ultimately, we have to change course. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. For 17 years, we've been doing it, and all we're getting is a bigger prison population, increased drug use, and what you're also having is people being victimized. By using all available treatments, I believe, honestly, we can get there, and it's important to do it.
Well, thanks so much again for joining us, and this is Emily Dech with Richland Source.
Thank you for having me.